say, it's a real honor to accompany such a brave and distinguished knight. None other than Cap, wielder of Thunderbrand.
You mean you don't know? My weapon is called Thunderbrand. It's one of the hero's relics. A long, long time ago, the goddess bestowed divine weapons upon 10 heroes, which were passed down to their descendants. It's an honor to wield, but I'm afraid there won't be any chance for that today. Our mission is to help clean up the aftermath, not to fight.
Why would Lenato incite such a reckless rebellion?
You should know more about that than any of us, Ash.
Well, I don't. Lenato never mentioned anything of the like to me.
He probably didn't want you getting caught up in his own personal vendetta.
How much do you know about the tragedy of Dusker, Professor? It's when the king of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus was murdered by the people of Dusker. It happened about 4 years ago.
It's okay, Catherine. Please, go on.
Right. Well, Lord Lenato's son, Kristoff, was accused of being involved in that whole awful affair. He was executed by the church. Speaking from the church's perspective, we simply passed judgment according to our doctrine in place of the kingdom, which was in complete chaos. Whatever the truth behind that incident may be, Lord Lenato has harbored resentment toward the church ever since. Well, to be more specific, his grudge isn't only against the church. It's also against the one who turned Kristoff over to them.
Report! The enemy is approaching. They can't be avoided. Their numbers are far greater than we predicted. They used the fog to slip past the Knight's perimeter.
It looks like our mission just changed, Professor. Everyone, prepare for battle! With this fog, it's impossible to tell where the enemy might be, or how many of them there are. The enemy could be trying to surround us, but they shouldn't have enough soldiers to form a tight circle. Take down anyone who breaks through the fog, and let's push through!
Shouting from within the fog. It seems the knights are already battling.
Proceed with caution. Wait for them to enter your field of view.
Stay focused.
I'm on it.
What should I do?
I'll give it my all.
Here goes.
Ready.
That's my cue. Here we go.
I'll cut through. Lord Lenato doesn't deserve such sadness and anger. Now it's your turn to suffer.
Why, Lenato? Why did you drag so many others into this?
You think we're just gonna do nothing while you try to kill our lord?
So obvious. I won't let you anywhere near Lord Lenato. Easy. So obvious. Gonna need you to move. Lord Lenato, please don't die. I am sorry. But did you really think you would get away with this? Protect! Too easy.
strike has sampled. It was your wretched cemetery that killed my son!
The only name I answer to is Catherine. Prepare to taste the blade of one who serves the goddess. Now you face the Knight of Theros!
The fog is cleared. There's nothing left to hide you or the filthy Central Church from the judgment of the goddess. I will be the one to kill you, no other.
You have lost all sense of justice. You want to fight me? So be it. I'll send you to meet your goddess.
Stand down, Ash. I must destroy these evildoers by any means necessary.
Please surrender, Lenato. Whatever your reasons for doing this, we can still talk it out.
Rhea is an infidel who has deceived the people and desecrated the goddess. We have virtue and the goddess herself on our side.
Even if all that's true, dragging the townsfolk into it like this isn't right.
Enough. If that is how you feel, prepare yourself. I'm putting an end to this. You have been deceived by that witch. I will show you the truth. That vile woman. Kristoff, forgive me.
Lenato,
I never thought I'd see Lenato meet this fate. Well done, everyone. Let's gather our troops and go.
Why did this happen? Lenato was always such a kind man. Everyone in the village was so nice to me, and I killed them. I killed them all. I had to. I know I had to. I know that, but still, what does that make me?
Please, don't beat yourself up, Ash. We did what had to be done.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be bothering you. I'm going to check on the town. I hope my brother and sister are okay.
That was my first time killing civilians too. Those who I'm sworn to protect. Insane? Those weren't knights or soldiers, but fathers and sons. We shouldn't have killed them. We should have found another way. I'm sorry. It's not fair for me to blame you for the circumstance. I know that if we hadn't done what we did, even more civilian lives would have been lost. At least my mind understands that, but my heart... Professor, those in power, no matter the era, always claim they fight for a just cause, that they take life to protect it. But is it truly okay to take any life you please, all in service of some implacable just cause? Lord Lenato didn't take up arms out of a lust for power. He simply believed his cause to be just. Maybe we didn't have to cut him down like that. Maybe we could have reached a mutual understanding, found a path of peace. I have to believe that. Perhaps the notion sounds laughable to you. Mere lip service to naive ideals.
Sorry to intrude. But this incident may be more serious than anticipated. I found this on Lord Lenato. It's a note that mentions a plan to assassinate Lady Rhea. We can't tell who sent it, so the source is suspect, but the content is too disturbing to... We must report this to Lady Rhea right away. I hope that it's nothing.
I am glad to see that you have returned safely. The goddess is gracious with her divine protection. But it was not only her divine protection that shielded you, was it? You are just as skilled as I had hoped. I am not so sure. I heard some of the students were hesitant about fighting militia. However, we must punish any sinner who may inflict harm upon believers, even if those sinners are civilians. I pray the students learned a valuable lesson about the fate that awaits all who are foolish enough to point their blades towards the heavens.
Our real concern is what Catherine reported. The secret message that was in Lord Lenato's possession. It contained a deplorable plot to target the Archbishop on the day of the goddess's rite of rebirth. The plan seems unrealistic at best, but a threat is a threat. We must maintain constant vigilance. To that end, I would like for you and your students to help with security on the day of the ritual.
That is most reassuring. You have my gratitude.
The rite of rebirth is of paramount importance. It is when the Church of Seros and its believers unite to pray for the return of the goddess. The Archbishop and I will be confined to the Goddess Tower once the ritual begins. Of course, the knights will be on high alert as well, but there aren't enough of them to keep watch on every corner of the monastery. It is far from ideal to be forced to mobilize students, but the gravity of this situation requires that we all bend to avoid breaking.
While there is no need to fear for my safety, we cannot turn a blind eye to those who would blaspheme so heinously.
With any luck, this will all be for naught. Still, be on your guard.
Part 1. White Clouds. Blue Sea Moon. The Goddess's Rite of Rebirth. As the sun grows stronger and the nights grow ever shorter, the Blue Sea Star returns to the sky once more. Believed to be the goddess's home, her followers look to the star and commence celebrations of her rebirth. On the grounds of Garreg Mach Monastery, a grand ceremony is held in honor of this much-anticipated event. Every true follower of the Church of Seros is sure to be in attendance.
Thanks.
Perfect timing, Professor. if you don't mind, I have a favor I'd like to ask of you. It's in regard to sword training. Not for myself, but, well, to be honest, I've been teaching swordsmanship to the orphans at the monastery for a while now. I must agree. Frankly, I'm not great with children. Some of them saw me sparring with the knights one day. They started pestering me to teach them. They were so earnest, I couldn't help but oblige. There's much I wish to show them, but due to my own studies and training, I'm afraid my time is rather limited. Which brings me to my favor. Your swordsmanship is unmatched. I hate to ask this of you, but would you consider lending me a hand? Thank you, truly. I am in your debt, and I always repay my debts, I'll have you know. All of these children lost their families and homes to war or illness. This may sound a bit arrogant, but I feel it's my responsibility to help them. I lost my parents without warning, too. In that way, we're the same. In Dusker, I lost my father, stepmother, and closest friends. I didn't have many allies at the castle after that. In truth, I had only to do for companionship. I once had people I could confide in. Family, friends, instructors, even the royal soldiers. But they were all taken away from me 4 years ago. But there were those outside the castle walls I was close to, such as Rodrigue. Pardon my rudeness. I meant Lord Rodrigue. He is my father's old companion, and the father of Felix. On the occasions he would visit the capital, he'd take me out hunting or on long horse rides. While Dedu is like a brother to me, Rodrigue is more like a second father. It might sound ridiculous, but he's the kind of man I hope to become one day. Someone who helps others. Someone who can reach out and save a lost soul. Oh, please accept my apologies for boring you with my life story. In any case, don't forget your promise, Professor. I'm counting on you.
Hey, Professor, what's going on? Okay. Why are we being so quiet, though? Oh, look at that guy. He looks pretty suspicious. What do you think he's up to? Never mind that. Let's get him. Keep watch. It's so boring. My instincts tell me that he's up to no good, and my instincts are never wrong. Come on, let's get him before he has a chance to strike. There's no time to calm down. I'm just gonna... Oh no. The path he's walking down leads to the plaza where the kids play. There's no way I'm letting this guy get anywhere near those kids.
Caspar, why did you disobey your professor?
Well,
I am not seeking excuses from you. I asked because I want you to consider your actions and apologize for them. It just so happens that you were correct in your assumption that this man was a villain. were not so, he would not have chosen to take his own life upon seeing you advancing toward him.
Great! So I was...
But, because of your actions, that is all we know. There is no way for us to know who he was, what he was planning to do, or if he has allies lurking about. The only lead we have is a scorpion tattooed on his arm. If this indicates that he was a member of an underground organization, we have no way of dealing with it. Are you prepared to be held responsible if his group commits a serious crime? Oh, I couldn't possibly.
What are you talking about, Professor? We didn't do anything wrong. Those kids might have been in danger if we didn't act. I couldn't just stand by and let that happen.
So, our task for this moon is to patrol and guard the monastery, to help put a stop to that assassination plot. The Knights will certainly have their hands full protecting Lady Rhea, and perhaps our enemy is counting on that.
Please, elaborate.
Why would Lord Lenato be carrying around a secret note with an assassination plot written on it? Isn't it possible he hoped to monopolize everyone's attention with this alleged plot in order to distract from his true aim?
Maybe they're after the treasure vault. There's also lots of valuable stuff in the library and Professor Hanneman's quarters.
True. The monastery undoubtedly houses many weapons that rival even the heroes' realms.
Whatever their aim, we can't allow any harm to come to the ladies of the monastery. I mean, what would I do with my spare time?
You mean to say we should search the monastery, try to find what the enemy is truly after?
Yes. And we should be prepared to fight them as well, should it come to that. I wouldn't mind getting in some training, just in case.
A secret meeting, Professor? Oh, we haven't been introduced. I am Shamir.
Shamir is one of the Knights of Seros, and this young man here is...
I work for Lady Rhea, and I'm Shamir's apprentice. Oh, the name's Cyril. Yep, I help Lady Rhea with all kinds of stuff. I've got to protect Lady Rhea, so that's why I've got to learn all I can from Shamir.
Cyril adores Rhea. That aside, if you need anything, ask.
A hero's relic. Quite so. The stone within the sword. A glow of red. Oh, it is nothing.
You spend too much time roaming the monastery. If you're looking for something, try less aimless wandering. Do you even know who the enemy is? You can't know why without knowing who. It's none of my business anyway. I'm just here to take care of enemies who get too close.
You're skilled. Why won't you battle me?
an assassin to the monastery. Hopefully it's someone worth crossing blades with. It seems we're cut from the same cloth.
So, yeah. I bet the enemy is using this assassination nonsense just to sneak in and raid the pantry. What do you think, Professor? Oh, I'm right, all right. My animal instinct is telling me that the enemy is after our best meats. Good to see him. I was just on my...
Professor, people die in every battle, and it can be by sword or spear or magic, but depending on who it is that died, depending on who died, it's different. I hope nothing bad happens this month.
Oh, have you been tasked with guarding the monastery as well? Such a stir over a single letter. But I suppose the Archbishop's safety is too important to risk.
The monks declined my offer of assistance. They said that no one from Dusker is to be trusted, especially now. Given the circumstances, I cannot fault them.
There's been talk of an attempt on Rhea's life. We've been ordered to help the Knights patrol. Could that possibly mean that Rhea isn't beloved by everyone the world over?
I don't know who's to blame for all this commotion, but it's frankly a huge inconvenience. With everyone stuck on guard duty, our study and training time has been drastically reduced. It seems there were forces opposing the church, beyond Logonato. I never thought such forces could exist in this world. I suppose that may be true.
I was thinking, have you heard of the War of the Eagle and Lion? It was the battle that won the kingdom its independence from the Empire. Even the Church of Saros had no choice but to recognize the courage of Luke, the King of Lions who emerged victorious. The Church awarded him a crown and the right to govern the Fargus region, backing him in his bid to found the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. In return, Luke agreed to make the Church of Saros the religion of his territory, and permitted them to publicly proselytize across the kingdom. In the 400 years since, the Church and the kingdom have continued to maintain very close relations.
What?
I've been in town procuring some supplies for Flame. No, but do not concern yourself for my safety. I have something to ask of you.
I bought the ingredients for making some sweet treats I can't wait to eat. Huh? Oh, I know it looks like I'm fooling around, but I'm not. I'm preparing for potential battle during my patrol by making sure I have plenty of food I can eat while walking. Smart, huh? I know. Once they're ready, I promise to share some with you.
monastery that someone might go after? There's so much here that couldn't possibly name just one. Even this here kitchen contains precious wares, wine bottles from centuries past and the like. I hear that stuff is fancy, but not very drinkable. I doubt anyone would go to the trouble of stealing it.
So sleepy. I found an interesting book in the library. Got so caught up reading it, I forgot to sleep. Interesting discovery, though. The coffins of the 4 saints in the sanctum each have their crests carved into them. I'll need to find a way down there to get a look.
What's the matter? You're running all over creation. Ah, you don't believe Lady Rhea is the real target, do you? Even so, the Knights have their orders. We can't abandon our duty to guard Lady Rhea. The goddess's rite of rebirth is an important event for the Church of Seros. They say it's the day when the goddess will return to walk among us. Not too likely, if you ask me. Best if you keep that to yourself.
Yummy! Who made this? Oh, eating delicious food really takes my worries away. Okay, I guess. If you, want to chat. A little. Hey, I get hungry sometimes. Like anyone else. What? Eating at night is bad for you? There's no way that's true. Wait, really?
Terrible if the greenhouse was targeted. The plants in here are incredibly valuable. This place contains the heart of Garrett Mock's 995-year history. So many beautiful flowers, plants that can save or end lives. They are all my precious children.
The goddess's rite of rebirth is the most significant ritual for the Church of Seros. Could it be that someone has spread these rumors of an assassination plot merely with the intention to hinder the celebration?
I hope you're well. As for me, I had a date with a splendid specimen of a knight. But now he's suddenly not in the mood to see me again. I blame all these rumors of a deathly figure showing up in town. Such an uproar must have, beyond reason, drawn his attention away from me.
What?
So, greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. The goddess's rite of rebirth is this month, right? The monastery gates will be thrown wide open on that day. I'll be working as a guide. I hope I get to guide some lovely ladies around.
Professor, while the investigation is important, don't forget to make time for your training. If we have to battle and cannot win, all will be lost. We don't know who our enemy is, so we must be prepared for anything.
I've heard talk of students wandering the monastery late at night. They wouldn't happen to be from your class, would they? Please keep your students in line, Professor. Kids these days.
Setting fire to the stables to distract everyone, to cause a commotion. It is the oldest trick in the book, but I cannot shake the thought that our enemies may attempt it. I will stand guard and watch over the stable, and the knight's horses. They are truly magnificent. Please, do me a favor. Oh, Professor, here to well, the eldest son of House Ire will not be so easily swayed.
Hey there. Hello there.
Let's see. If the enemy's aim lies elsewhere, we had better discern their true intent quickly. As I see it, our best option is to explore every inch of the monastery. We should also speak to everyone here. Let's plan to compare notes once you've got a lead. Will you do me a favor? I'm afraid we'll need more information than that. Is there anyone else you could try speaking to?
I hear you have fought alongside Catherine. I would wager that her power exceeded your expectations. Had you the chance to witness her relic? Thunderbrand, glowing red. That glow is a sure sign that her blood contains a crest that harmonizes with that hero's relic.
Well done. You have my thanks.
That reminds me. Did you know that on the last day of the rite, the monastery is open to the general public? It's kind of fun. It makes the place feel like a festival. Professor, but if you're here to lecture me, I'll pass. It's not like I'm one of your students. Did you know it's...
No classes on a festival day. I thought I'd get to spend all day relaxing in the company of some lovely ladies. But now this mess has happened. Hey, Professor, I know there's talk of an assassination attempt, but do you really think they'll do it on the day of the Rite of Rebirth? I feel like security would be looser some other time. Is there some reason? class is on. Hey, Professor, I feel like, is there some reason?
Fighting to stop a murdering is my specialness. Fighting to stop training has get butts. Fighting to
The monastery holds many treasures. Maybe the enemy is after one of those? Even so, the idea of stealing from a church is just horrible.
Hey, Professor? Oh, hey, Professor. I was just reading this letter from my father. Do you know him? He's a pretty big deal in the Empire. He only writes to ask how my training's going, or how many monsters I've killed, stuff like that. Hey, I got a favor to ask.
A moment, please.
Do you know what this room is? It is the church's treasure vault. I say treasure, but I do not mean silver and gold and jewels. It mostly contains weapons, artifacts, and the like. Anything that would cause too great a stir, should it be stolen? No. The church knows better than to store anything too valuable in such an accessible location.
Can you imagine the Archbishop being murdered? I prefer not to consider such a gruesome scenario. Awfully calm, aren't you? I wonder what it takes to rile you up.
Listen, the goddess's home is in the sky. She lives on a bright and shining star. But in the spring, you can't see that star. That means she can't protect Portland. That's why we all celebrate the day when her star returns to the sky. That's the day of the rite of rebirth. See? See? I've been studying. I know just about everything.
That reminds me, people seem to think that all the Knights of Saros are equal. But that isn't quite so. There are many distinguishing ranks within the order. For example, there are squires who are training to become knights, as well as full knights, like myself. Oh, and then we have the holy knights, such as Catherine. Those are the knights that can wield a hero's relic.
Well, about 20 or so years ago, there was a big fire in Garreg Mach. On that day, Captain Gerald went missing. Everyone thought he was dead. It never occurred to me that he might actually have survived. The truly strange part is that in all those years, he hasn't changed a bit.
Here's a thought. With the whole monastery preparing for the goddess's rite of rebirth this month, it feels like everyone's a little on edge.
You're kidding. I can't stop thinking about Lonato. I'm sorry, Professor. I know this isn't the time, but I just can't get past it. Thank you. I checked on my brother and sister, who were living in Castle Gaspar. Thankfully, they're all right. I was worried because they're both so young, but the church in the castle town offered to take them in. That much, at least, is a big relief.
Right.
Professor. childishly toward my brother recently. Given the circumstances, I requested that he provide me with some candies. Silly of me, really. The timing was improper, and I regret it very much now. Oh, but more importantly, this place is off limits, Professor. It is only open to the public on the day of the goddess's rite of rebirth.
Here's an idea. On the day of the rite, the monastery will be open to the public, including the Holy Mausoleum. The Holy Mausoleum is where the tomb of the divine Saros lies. There she slumbers, eternal. That's pretty much all that's in there. Just an ancient coffin. It's sealed with a powerful magic to protect against would-be grave robbers.
Professor, give it... Oh, it is only...
You're kidding. I can't touch it. I was worth that much.
May I sit? Here's a thought with the whole... Ah, Professor, with the whole... Hey!
I have a thought. Have you visited? In general, students aren't allowed entry. But as you'd expect, that rule just excites their curiosity. Well, at least for this month, that kind of behavior is totally unthinkable. We have a lot more security, what with the goddess's rite of rebirth coming up.
Let's see. Excuse me, Professor. I just wanted to let you know that Lady Rhea is always real concerned with you. She expects great things, I think. Please don't let her down, okay? I hope you're not just saying that.
There are numerous books in this library that you cannot find anywhere else. But once you are here, you can read them easily enough. I doubt someone would go to the trouble of stealing one. Sometimes Seth will dispose of books that are deemed inappropriate for the monastery, but that's about it. In a way, I suppose that makes those particular volumes more valuable, right?
That boy who assists the Archbishop. Cyril, I believe? I hear he's originally from a foreign land to the east called... I know he's still only a child, but I do wonder about his true intentions.
Hey, did you hear? A knight wielding a scythe is roaming around town at night. If he's a villain, I'd like to get the measure of him.
Unbelievable. What a terrifying story. However, an assassination attempt on Lady Rhea is doomed to fail. Pardon? You think the goal may be different than simple assassination? Intriguing. I suppose the priceless objects in this room could perhaps draw thieves. However, there's no one but me who could make use of them.
You'd best keep your distance. In this nervous state, I might just cut you down. Oh, come on, I'm only kidding. Hey, Professor, you're good looking, you know that? At the same time, you look like someone who was born to fight. I bet we'd get along. I'm also good looking and born to fight. Need any help with your class? Feel free to call on me when a fight's brewing. Thunderbrand and I will be there when you need us.
Might you have come looking for me because you were worried about my safety? I'm quite all right, but your concern means a great deal.
Really?
Unbecoming truth.
Hey, you.
You'd best... Sending... Where do I start? Oh! Can't hold me back. I'll never back down. Fighting is what I do. Fighting is what I do. Is that all?
glad I asked you.
How's that? You spend too much time roaming the... You spend too much...
That's... I was thinking.
Right.
Hey there.
Let's see. Thanks for your help. So, there is something that the Church values above all else. On the day of the rite, it will be open to the public. That will make gaining entry far easier than usual. You know the place of which I speak. Yes, that is the most likely possibility. We do not know their objective, but there is a good chance that our enemy is planning to target the Holy Mausoleum.
Damn.
I imagine that glow.
Professor, if we have to, we don't know who...
Hey, Professor asked for I blame all.
Okay?
The goddesses, could it be that someone has... How kind of you.
I will have to repay you sometime.
Did you know it's kind of fun? Did you know that it's kind of... I'm a decent cook, but nothing to write home about. Don't set your expectations too high. Cooking can be kind of fun sometimes, though not something I'd want to do every day. Oh, definitely.
Delicious! After a scrumptious meal like that, I feel that I can really seize the day.
I like this dish. It was my father's favorite.
This is so good. Can I have seconds?
I'm grateful I get to eat every day. May the goddess bless this fine meal.
This is my favorite. I am rather happy you went out of your way to pick it, Professor. This is delicious! My absolute favorite!
I would be liking that greatly. This is nearly as delicious as Mother's cooking. I would happily eat this every day.
Hello there.
Hey. Phew. Oh, Professor, are you training too? I was just about to finish up, but if you want to join in, I can stick around a while longer. do your thing. Don't mind me. Come on, don't be shy. Phew. I'm beat, but we're finally done. I was already training when you got here, and I finished right alongside you. Guess I outlasted you, huh? Speak for yourself. I'm always looking to improve. By the way, Professor, something I wanted to ask. Are you really Captain Gerald's kid? That's a pretty detached tone to take about your own family. What's your opinion of him, then? You must look up to him, at least. It doesn't sound like you really appreciate him. You didn't even know until you came here that he used to lead the Knights of Ceros, did you? If it weren't for him, you wouldn't be half the person you are now. You probably never even thought about how lucky you are. Oh, okay, this really bothers me. Listen up. I don't care if you're the teacher and I'm the student. I'm going to outshine you. I know you were some famous mercenary before you came here, but let me tell you something. I'm going to be better than you ever were. In fact, I'll surpass you in no time at all, so don't blink. You might miss it.
Let me see.
It's all coming together.
I have to ask you. I think I get it.
Professor? It's hard to sneak out when the professor is watching.
I'll keep my voice down. Don't want people thinking I'm vying for attention. But how loud is too loud?
Practice yields results.
I'm ever so grateful.
Hey Ingrid, this kind of work is definitely your thing, and I've got some urgent business, so...
I can't finish this all alone. Try to be helpful sometimes, Sylvain.
Are you that helpless?
I wouldn't call it a rousing success, but it went okay, all things considered.
Well, it went okay once I rolled up my sleeves and helped you. I've got it.
Am I starting to master this?
I'm starting to get it.
I'm a quick study.
This'll help keep me alive.
It's kind of fun. Oh, wow, thanks. Wow, thanks for inviting me. Oh, wow, thanks. Yeah. So delish. Have you ever cried, Professor? It's hard to imagine you crying. Thanks for the tea. I hope you'll invite me again. That reminds me. Fighting to stop a murder. Training has given me great busyness right now. It is not a good time for the chatting, but you have given me intrigue. Please make sure you are speaking with me again. Did you know that it's... I love it! Thank you.
Professor? Oh, hey, Professor. Do you know him? He's the only right. Hey, Professor. Here to cause some trouble? No? Well, whatever then.
It is. I will stand. Oh, Professor. Here to you have perceived my excellence. Good. But you are not the only person trying to recruit me. I would be happy to join your class, if you are offering. I thought you would say that. I look forward to learning under you. You will soon see how superior I am to Edelgard.
I'm a decent cook, but nothing to write home about. Cooking can be kind of fun sometimes, though not something I'd want to do every day. Oh, definitely. mother's favorite. That looks delicious. Goddess, forgive me. I've just got to indulge. Yummy! Who made this? I'll have to give my compliments to the chef. I would be liking that greatly. Eating delicious food really takes my worries away. This is nearly as delicious as Mother's cooking. I would happily eat this every day.
That looks appetizing.
I think it's wonderful to be able to eat a nice meal every day.
Did you know that it's kind of... Professor, but if you... Did you know it's kind of...
There's more food than I can eat. Professor, Raphael, you're welcome to have some of mine.
Don't listen to him, Professor. Ignatz gets all dizzy if he doesn't eat enough.
The flavor is nostalgic to me for some reason.
This is so good. Can I have seconds?
Professor. Hey, Professor. There are a lot of hardworking people here at the Academy, huh? Everyone focuses on training without even needing to be told. Maybe they think I must protect my friends, even if I have to risk my neck. Of course, I'll try to protect them, but I don't understand why anyone would want to risk their life for someone else. When you die, no matter how you died, it's over. To me, it's more important to enjoy life. We only live once, after all. It's a waste to spend all your time working and being responsible, right? what people may think, I'm going to keep being me. So in our next battle, I'll support everyone from the sidelines. Aw, come on, please. How about I do something for you as a way of saying thanks? Oh, I know! I'll let you join me for dinner in the city. Everyone would be jealous, you know? They'd all love to spend time with me. Okay, just think on it. Okay.
What the?
I was thinking.
Professor. Ah, there you are. I apologize for calling you in so suddenly. Please, sit. There is a matter I would like to discuss with you. I believe I've told you this before, but it is my responsibility to aid the Archbishop in all her duties. Spiritual instruction, ceremony oversight, donation management, all of the Church's many administrative tasks. I oversee not only the priesthood, but also the Knights of Seros and the Officers' Academy. The Archbishop entrusts a great deal to my discretion, and I am honored by her confidence. Even when she must make decisions herself, she often seeks my counsel in advance. And yet, your appointment to a teaching position at the Officers' Academy was a complete surprise to me. You should be fully investigated at a minimum before being trusted with such a responsibility. But no such investigation has been conducted. I know you are skilled in war and in matters of strategy, but beyond that, I know next to nothing about you. That is indeed what it comes down to, if I'm being honest. Please understand that I mean no offense. First, I would like to know just how much you know about yourself. You are the child of Gerald Eisner, correct? That's quite a vague reply for such a basic question. In the future, I would advise you to answer such queries with confidence. As the former captain of the Knights of Seros, Gerald is renowned throughout Fodlan. If you really are his child, then no one would voice any complaint about you joining the Knights. How long has it been since you became a mercenary? Given your youth, that hardly seems likely. Come to think of it, I have never asked your age. Just how old are you exactly? Your face says it all. You truly don't know, do you? Just what was Gerald thinking, raising you this way? Given your responses thus far, I feel as though any further questions would just be a waste of our time. However, permit me to make one thing clear. Whatever her reasons, the Archbishop has placed great faith in you. Do not betray that trust. That is all.
should join me. Training is more important than worrying about me. Legs, back, chest, arms, abs. Gotta work them all, right? I just finished training, and I feel great. Check me out. Are my muscles bulging? Another day of training, and my muscles are ready to burst. Bulging muscles means strength. I have to be strong if I want to be a proper knight. And I have to eat if I want to keep training. Time to... Ah, way to hit me where it hurts, Professor. I know I'll be in trouble if I don't train my brain, too. Anyone who can't get tactics can't be a proper knight. It's just, I'm no good at remembering that kind of stuff. And training my brain instead of my body makes me sleepy. What if I started training twice as hard? Then I should only have to study half as much, right? You really think so? I can't let that happen. I guess I have no choice. I'll prove I can do it. Wish me luck, Professor, for my training and for my studies.